Chapter 1. Cultivate a value-driven mindset. Become your best self. Your life, my friends, is a garden, and the seeds you plant today determine the legacy you leave tomorrow. Every setback you've faced, every failed business, every missed opportunity is not a barren wasteland. It's fertile soil, ready to grow your dreams if you cultivate a value-driven mindset. Why chase fleeting gains when you can become your best self? Welcome to Success Roots, where we're igniting your journey to build your legacy, blending the timeless wisdom of Jim Rohn with the bold energy of Tony Robbins. Today, we're planting the first seed of self-mastery, cultivating a value-driven mindset to grow your success roots. Imagine Anna, a 55-year-old office clerk who felt empty after a failed business venture. Like many of you, she chased quick wins, money, status, only to feel unfulfilled. But Anna learned a powerful truth. The greatest value in life is not what you get, but who you become. By focusing on becoming her best self, she built a meaningful life. This idea echoes Jim Rohn, who believed that true success lies in personal growth. Tony Robbins amplifies this by urging us to live with purpose. Together, they show us that a value-driven mindset is the foundation of self-mastery. What's driving your mindset right now? Are you chasing money or status, thinking they define success? Or are you focused on becoming your best self, building a life of purpose? A focus on fleeting gains leaves your garden empty, but a value-driven mindset fills it with meaning. To build your legacy, you must plant seeds of growth. Your setbacks aren't failures, they're lessons. Your age isn't a limit, it's a foundation. Why chase what fades when you can become someone who lasts? Anna chose to grow herself, and it changed everything. Here's how to cultivate a value-driven mindset. First, define one core value, maybe integrity, contribution, or growth. Write it down. Second, align one daily action with it. If growth is your value, spend 10 minutes learning a new skill, like marketing. Third, reflect on your progress. Ask yourself daily, am I becoming my best self? Jim Rohn taught us that becoming better shapes your future. Tony Robbins adds that purpose fuels action. Together, they show us that a value-driven mindset grows financial freedom and career growth. Let's make it practical. Choose one value to guide you this week, maybe growth. Take one action, like reading 10 pages of a personal development book. Reflect on it daily. Anna chose contribution as her value. She spent 10 minutes a day learning to mentor others. That small action planted a seed in her garden, growing her success roots. After a month, she was sharing knowledge and feeling fulfilled. Here's a tool to help you. Create a value journal. Each day, write down your core value, one action you took to live it, and one reflection on your growth. Track it for a week. Tony Robbins says that purpose creates momentum. Jim Rohn adds that becoming better shapes your legacy. Anna's journal helped her stay focused. After 3 months, she was mentoring colleagues and planning a side hustle. Her success roots grew because she cultivated a value-driven mindset. A value-driven mindset isn't about instant rewards, it's about lasting growth. Every action aligned with your values strengthens your garden. Anna's mindset shift led to big changes. Today, at 55, she's running a part-time consulting business and building a legacy of impact. What's one value you'll live by today? Don't chase fleeting gains. Become your best self now. Your garden is taking root, my friends. A value-driven mindset is the seed, but it needs action to grow. Anna's story shows us that becoming our best self sets the stage, but it's only the beginning. What if you could turn that mindset into meaningful action? Let's keep moving and find out how. Chapter 2. Take meaningful action. Give to grow your garden is sprouting, my friends. With a value-driven mindset as your seed, it's time to water it with action. Your life is a canvas, and meaningful action is the brush that paints your legacy. Why keep your gifts to yourself when you can give to grow? Let's dive into the second step of self-mastery, taking meaningful action to grow your success roots. Meet James, a 50-year-old warehouse worker who felt unfulfilled after a failed business. Like many of you, he thought success was about getting money, status, security. But James learned a powerful truth, the secret to living giving. By taking meaningful action through contribution, he built a legacy. This idea echoes Tony Robbins, who believed that giving is the key to fulfillment. Jim Rohn adds that action shapes your future. Together, they show us that meaningful action is the brushstroke of self-mastery. What actions are you taking right now? Are you focused on getting or giving? Actions that only serve yourself fade, but actions that contribute to others last. To build your legacy, you must act with purpose. Your setbacks don't define you, they teach you. Your efforts aren't wasted, they're investments. Why keep your gifts hidden when you can paint a legacy with meaningful action? James gave to others, and it changed everything. Here's how to take meaningful action. First, identify one way to contribute, maybe sharing a skill or helping a colleague. Write it down. Second, take one small action today. Spend 10 minutes teaching someone a tip, like budgeting. Third, align it with your values. If contribution is your value, make giving a daily habit. Tony Robbins says that giving fuels fulfillment. Jim Rohn adds that action shapes your future. Together, they show us that meaningful action grows financial freedom and career growth. Let's make it practical. Choose one way to give this week, maybe sharing a time management tip with a coworker. Take one action, like spending 10 minutes helping them. James chose to teach a colleague about online marketing. That small action painted a new stroke on his canvas, growing his success roots. After a month, he was mentoring others and building a network. Here's a tool to help you. Create an action journal. Each day, write down one way you gave and one action you took. Track it for a week. Tony Robbins says that giving creates meaning. Jim Rohn adds that action builds your future. James's journal helped him stay focused. After 3 months, he was leading a mentorship group and earning extra income. His success roots grew because he took meaningful action. Meaningful action isn't about grand gestures. It's about purposeful giving. Every action you take paints your legacy. James's contributions led to big changes. Today, at 50, he's running a side business and building a legacy of impact. What's one meaningful action you'll take today? Don't keep your gifts hidden. Paint your legacy now. Your value-driven mindset is the seed, and meaningful action is the brush. James's story shows us that giving creates meaning, but it takes leadership to rise above average. What if you could lead yourself to greatness? Let's keep moving and find out how. Chapter 3. Develop self-leadership. Rise above average. Your canvas is coming alive, my friends. With a value-driven mindset and meaningful action, it's time to steer your path. Your life is a ship, and self-leadership is the helm that guides you to greatness. Why settle for average when you can rise above? Let's dive into the third step of self-mastery, developing self-leadership to grow your success roots. Meet Linda, a 46-year-old store clerk who felt stuck after a failed startup. Like many of you, She thought leadership was for bosses, not her. But Linda learned a powerful truth. Leadership is about being more than average, starting with leading yourself. By taking charge of her choices, she built a legacy. This idea echoes Jim Rohn, who believed leadership is the challenge to be more than average. Tony Robbins adds that leadership begins with owning your life. Together, they show us that self-leadership is the helm of self-mastery. What's guiding your ship right now? Are you drifting, following someone else's course? Or are you steering toward greatness with purpose? Average choices lead to an average life, but self-leadership creates a legacy. To build your legacy, you must take charge of your path. Your setbacks aren't anchors, they're lessons. Your circumstances aren't limits, they're challenges. Why settle for average when you can lead yourself to financial freedom? Linda took the helm, and it changed everything. Here's how to develop self-leadership. First, take responsibility for your choices. Write down one decision you've been avoiding, maybe starting a side hustle. Second, make one bold choice today. Spend 10 minutes researching your decision, like looking up business ideas. Third, align it with your values. If growth is your value, choose actions that make you better. Jim Rohn said that leadership shapes your future. Tony Robbins adds that owning your choices fuels action. Together, they show us that self-leadership grows personal growth and career growth. Let's make it practical. Choose one decision to own this week, maybe learning a new skill. Take one bold action, like watching a 10-minute tutorial. Linda decided to lead herself by learning graphic design. She spent 10 minutes a day practicing, aligning with her value of growth. That bold choice steered her ship, growing her success roots. After a month, she was creating designs for clients. Here's a tool to help you. Create a leadership journal. Each day, write down one decision you owned and one action you took. Track it for a week. Tony Robbins says that leadership creates momentum. Jim Rohn adds that rising above average shapes your future. Linda's journal helped her stay focused. After 3 months, she was freelancing part-time and earning extra income. Her success roots grew because she developed self-leadership. Self-leadership isn't about being perfect. It's about being purposeful. Every choice you own steers your ship. Linda's leadership led to big changes. Today, at 46, she's building a freelance career and moving toward financial independence. What's one decision you'll own today to rise above average? Don't drift. Take the helm now. Your value-driven mindset and meaningful actions are painting a masterpiece, and self-leadership keeps your ship on course. Linda's story shows us that leading ourselves creates greatness, but it takes lasting impact to build a legacy. What if you could leave a mark that lasts? Let's keep moving and find out how. Chapter 4. Create lasting impact. Leave your mark. Your ship is sailing strong, my friends. With a value-driven mindset, meaningful action, and self-leadership, it's time to leave your mark. Your life is a garden, and lasting impact is the harvest that lives beyond you. Why live for today when you can create a legacy that lasts? Let's dive into the final step of self-mastery, creating lasting impact to grow your success roots. Meet Michael, a 58-year-old driver who felt his life lacked meaning after a failed business. Like many of you, he thought success was about personal gain. But Michael learned a powerful truth. True success is about who you become and what you contribute. By creating lasting impact, he built a legacy. This idea echoes Tony Robbins, who believed that contribution gives life meaning. Jim Rohn adds that success comes from adding value to the world. Together, they show us that lasting impact is the harvest of self-mastery. What impact are you creating right now? Are you focused on getting or giving? Impact isn't about wealth or fame. It's about contribution. To build your legacy, you must leave something valuable behind. Your setbacks aren't losses, they're lessons. Your efforts aren't fleeting, they're seeds. Why live for yourself, W? Hen, you can create a legacy that lasts. Michael started contributing, and it changed everything. Here's how to create lasting impact. First, identify one way to contribute, maybe sharing a skill or volunteering. Write it down. Second, take one action today. Spend 10 minutes helping someone, like teaching a coworker a tip. Third, align it with your purpose. If your purpose is growth, make contribution a daily habit. Tony Robbins says that giving creates meaning. Jim Rohn adds that contribution shapes your future. Together, they show us that lasting impact grows financial freedom and personal growth. Let's make it practical. Choose one way to contribute this week, maybe sharing a budgeting tip or volunteering an hour. Michael mentored a young colleague on starting a business. That small action planted a seed in his garden, growing his success roots. After a month, he was leading a small mentorship group, feeling fulfilled. Here's a tool to help you. Create an impact journal. Each week, write down one way you contributed and how it felt. Track it for a month. Tony Robbins says that contribution fuels fulfillment. Jim Rohn adds that giving builds your legacy. Michael's journal helped him see his impact. After 6 months, he was running a part-time business and mentoring others. His success roots grew because he created lasting impact. Lasting impact isn't about grand gestures, it's about consistent giving. Every contribution you make strengthens your garden. Michael's impact led to big changes. Today, at 58, he's running a business and living with purpose. What's one way you'll contribute today? Don't live for today. Build your legacy now. Your life is a garden, my friends. Every choice you make, every value-driven thought, meaningful action, bold leadership, and lasting contribution grows your success roots. Why let another moment pass without building your legacy? You've learned to cultivate a value-driven mindset, take meaningful action, develop self-leadership, and create lasting impact. Now it's time to act. Take one bold step today. Live your values, give to others, or lead yourself. You have the power to build your legacy. Subscribe to Success Roots for weekly motivation to build your extraordinary future. Share in the comments. What's one action you'll take today to grow your success roots? Let's keep growing together.